We have is every baby mob right here. Ignore the cow in the S tier. We have every baby mob listed here. And I'll be going through ranking every single one of these, you know, in honor of the tiny takeover update. But the main point is essentially to figure out which mob is the best and which ones are the worst. There's a lot of controversy over that, so, you know, we'll see. I'm going to learn to switch scenes and stuff, so we're getting the hang of this. These are the baby cows. And I believe you do see it. So what we have here is the warm biome cow. And what we have here is the just regular cow. And what we have here is the cold biome cow. I'm not going to be putting all these guys in different parts of the tier list individually. We're just going to be judging them as a whole. I honestly think I really like the cold biome cow. Honestly, it's my favorite version of the cow. But what do you guys think? I'm thinking A tier at least. In fact, I'm gonna see if I can, let's say, put up a poll and allow you guys to vote. The cow does belong in A. I agree, Fish. I think I'm gonna put him in A. And I think the votes are on my side here. We're putting the cow in A. And when I'm done with these technical difficulties, we will add the first creature in the tier list. I'll play some music for you guys actually in the meantime. Because that's, I don't know, I like the music, I like the music. Pay no attention to the saying goodbye, we're not we're not done here. Hope you guys enjoy this potentially copyright-free background music. What content do I do from Drift XC? What I do is essentially Minecraft, Redstone, and survival farm tutorials. But I'm trying to kind of expand upon that so that I can create more, I don't know, useful, informational tutorials that are also entertaining. Alright, so let's go back to the tier list because, you know, I think I've let this poll go on long enough. How are we split between C and F? You guys are putting them in F tier? Yeah, I'm not putting the cows in F tier, guys. We're sticking with A tier. Putting the cow in A tier, that's very reasonable. Knowing me, I would have glazed the baby cow and put him in S tier, but, you know. No. There's a lot of other mobs to judge from right now, and putting the cow in S tier would be overkill right now, especially to start off. So, yep, I'm fine with that decision. The next creature, or the next baby, is the baby chicken. This is a pretty popular baby mob. I think people really like the baby chicken, but guys, let me know what you guys would like to do with that creature. I'm gonna put a poll up for him too. Whoa, why are you guys choosing C? I did not see that coming. That was not a pun. That was not a pun. That is crazy. And I should probably go ahead and drop the baby chicken in the game so that we're all on the same page. Should go ahead and summon them. This is how I'll be doing it for majority of this. When we get to the baby wolves, I'm probably gonna have to hold back on that a bit. That's gonna be a bit much. Here are the baby chick redesigns. I honestly really like this one. This is the one I liked the most. And I think this one's second place, though I do love the vibrant colors. These actually look like baby chicks, and that's what I really like about them. The warm biome, the thing about warm biome is that they, I don't know, they look great for the warm biome, but I was born on New Year's Eve, so I guess I'm just a cold biome person at heart. So, alright, let's check the poll. You guys are really adamant on C, huh? Alright. Alright. Some of you guys said C tier. Or actually, not some. Most of you guys said C tier. I do not know why you chose C tier for this adorable chicken. It looks so hard to kill. You might be right. I think this might be the new smallest creature in the game, actually. Let's see. What was the previous smallest? The Endermite? Probably baby turtle. Let's try. We're going off topic, but that's fine. I want to see. The baby turtle is actually super small, so... This is the new baby turtle redesign. That is smaller. That is smaller. Way smaller, I think. You know, since we're on the baby turtle, let's just rank the baby turtle. What do you guys think? I'm gonna put a list up for him. Alright, the new poll should be up. Axolotls look so cute. Yes, but I mean, even the adults did. They always looked adorable. But we will get to them later, because those are actually the interesting ones that I want to save for later. Okay, so now you guys want to put the baby turtle in the S tier after putting the baby chick in C tier. That's interesting, isn't it? Alright, fine. Honestly, that's fine by me. I think the baby turtle design is actually really well done too, so throwing this in S tier. And let's move on to the next creature, the baby pig right here. I should probably explain that I do not have a stream deck or anything. I'm using a MIDI keyboard in order to switch between scenes, so I just kind of have to memorize which key does what. So that's a pretty fun situation to be in. We have next are the baby pigs, so... Warm biome pig, normal pig, and cold pig. And this is what they look like, so... Now I'm kind of curious, which baby pig design do you guys like the most? Whether it's the warm biome, the regular, or the cold biome. Because this is one I'm specifically kind of stumped around. This is probably one of the baby mobs for the cold biome version. Honestly, isn't it. I prefer the regular version, I think. There's a weird problem with the baby pigs, but I think they fixed it looking at it. Let me spawn a natural baby pig. Something about their heads to me. When they look straight, like they always look off slightly and their head kind of goes in their body. I'm not even gonna try to explain it, I guess. No, because it actually looks fine now. Maybe they fixed it, I don't know. So, yeah, the baby pig. Where would you guys... NYAP Clip says the regular pig looks better. Yeah, I agree. Also, welcome to the stream. I should probably say that. I don't think I saw your messages earlier. You're new here, welcome. I'm gonna go ahead and put up a poll for the pig now. My moderator, well, that combo says it looks lost, not gonna lie. I don't know what you're saying exactly looks lost. Also, I should probably add that I'm gonna give these guys a golden dandelion to stunt their growth. Which is, a very terrible feature to add in the Minecraft. I don't know why they did it. And, just be, you know, I didn't stunt their growth, the golden dandelion stunted their growth, if anyone's gonna ask or sue me for that. Let's go to the tier list. And let's take a look at the votes. Alright, so far everyone said A for the baby pig ranking. But we currently have 2 votes, so, you know, if that's everyone here, then let this vote be final. But I'll let this poll sit up for a few more seconds while I take a swig of water, and we'll see if anyone has an objection. Alright, guess not. Alright, we're doing the baby pig up on A tier. Right next to the cow. I think it should be B tier personally, because, you know, I just like the cow more, but we'll do A tier. Back to the game. With the next baby mob being the sheep, that's a really easy one to summon, because it does not have warm or cold biome variants besides, like, wool colors, which honestly very lame. But I get why they didn't add horns like with goats, because it'll probably be more confusing that way. What we have here is the baby sheep. It looks less like a baby sheep and more like a voxel on some third-party game, in my opinion. But what do you guys think? Why are you skull emojiing me when we all know it's true? Setting up the poll right now for where you would rank the baby sheep. Alright, the poll is up, so everyone vote. The ugliest thing I ever seen, go easy on it. It's not that bad, completely. Besides you, of course, whatever. I'm just kind of shocked. It's just unfortunate that the sheep just gets the, you know, short end of the stick, so to speak, compared to all the other great mobs. What is interesting is that, like, we had different baby versions of these guys not long ago. So I can pull up some photos on the Minecraft Wiki website. If I can find any. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna bring you here. We had different versions of these baby cows right before the update, the tiny takeover update. So yeah, it's pretty interesting how short-lived these redesigns were. Honestly, I prefer these designs, honestly. But maybe that's just my preference. I don't know. I just like how they have the horns for these guys. They're like a bit more unique. Then the little ones are just all the same now. I don't know. Let's go back to gameplay. I can show you. Like, look, all their horns are just sticking straight up, and there's nothing different about it. It's like just kind of reskins of themselves. But I mean, I get it. They're babies. Maybe I'm just wrong or something. Alright, 2 votes says the F tier. If anyone else has to add a vote in the poll, I suggest you do it now. Besides, I think we're all agreed that this is probably a lower tier mob. Alright, I think we're all agreed then. Back to the tiny takeover list. And I guess we're dropping the sheep down to F tier. This is already a diverse list just looking at it, honestly. I'm kind of excited to see what this will look like when it's finished. And let's see, the next creature is the rabbit. That's actually one of the kind of coolest redesigns right now. Let's look at the baby rabbit. I don't know if I can do different variants the way I had planned, but this is essentially what the baby rabbit design looks like. This is probably one of the best redesigns in the game, honestly. But what do you guys think? I don't know. I'm gonna see if I can find a way to summon the different variants. Interesting. Hello, Super MJ. Welcome to the stream. Well, that combo looks like it's sitting. Yes, because it is sitting. What do you know? Or actually, maybe it's not supposed to be sitting, actually. I'm gonna see if I can summon a different type, or if AI is a liar. Nice type. Add the MBT tab rabbit type. Yeah, yes, they're lying to me. Hello, Skeptimus Prime, welcome to the stream. That's definitely a face I did not expect to see. Well, not literal face, I mean username and profile picture, if you know what I mean. Currently trying to figure out how to summon different variants of rabbits in Minecraft. I'm an active viewer. Awesome. Oh, okay. No wonder it's messed up. We got variant right here. It's not supposed to be here. And rabbit type. Okay, I got this. A few different rabbits right here. Perfect. And let's summon some iconic ones like the killer rabbit. Should be. Yes, the killer bunny. That is weird. Honestly, like, he looks like he is, like, has full of bloodlust right now. And let's see if I can summon the iconic other rabbit. Let's see. Alright, this one will be different. Custom name. Toast. And this is Toast the rabbit. That's adorable. All these rabbits are adorable, except the killer bunny. He looks like he could rip my eyes out. So, I'm not gonna pull up all the different baby rabbits right now, but I think we should at least include the adult rabbits too, because those are also the ones who have been redesigned lately. They look amazing. I really like how they are animated, how they look, but I will admit that the newer the mobs are, or being redesigned, like, the weirder their animations get. And I get, like, it's to improve the quality of Minecraft. It's not an old game anymore, but I feel like they should probably improve the animations for all of the mobs in the game. Oh, okay, by Skeptimus. So, let me go to the Tiny Takeover list. Pay no attention to me figuring out how to summon things. And let's figure out where we're gonna drop this baby rabbit in the list. Whoa, wait, you guys are split between the baby sheep right now. It's 50% A and 50% F. So I don't know. Maybe I'll put the sheep over in D, guys. That is weird. That's crazy. All right. Why are more of you guys saying you should go in A? We already discussed that the sheep was just kind of in the middle. It's not better than the chicken. It's not better than the chick, guys. It's not better than the chick. We're ending the poll, the baby sheep, and we're opening the next one, which is the baby rabbits. I will be going on that in a second. Where the baby sheep. Welcome back, Epic Griffin. If I said that correctly. You can't hear me, but just know that I'm aware of your presence right now. Sorry, baby rabbits. That's B. Sorry, C and F. All right, let's see. Where would you guys rank the baby rabbit? And while you guys are deciding, I'm just gonna let you guys see these baby rabbits. This is gonna be such a noisy world in a bit. Actually, let me make sure that it's not too noisy. Let's see. I mean, I don't think it's that bad. All right. So far, 50% of you guys are saying S tier. While 25% are saying A tier, 25 are C tier. And that makes sense, there's 4 votes, so that's how math works. So if that is the final vote, then we'll just go ahead and put that in, let's just say S tier, I guess. It's one of the best baby mob redesigns, and that's what I think. S tier. Along with the baby turtle. Which is, honestly, I didn't expect the baby turtle to get up here. That's actually pretty cool. But after seeing it in the game, I can tell why. Honestly, this will probably be my first time seeing a lot of the redesigns. Because I tried to make this kind of a bracket tournament game early on. But immediately that just didn't work. As more and more mobs are being introduced, like the baby zombies and villagers, a bracket tournament style game would have been way too long, so here we are doing tier maker. Well, that combo says B tier for the rabbit. I do not think so. I do not think the rabbit belongs to B tier. And I don't think the votes agree either, right? You guys didn't change your mind, right? No, S tier it is. The next creature is the baby armadillo. Let's go back to Minecraft. And summon in the baby armadillo. Fortunately, there's just a one version of the baby armadillo I have to worry about. And here he is. Honestly, it's competing for one of the smallest babies in the game, but it's not as small as the baby turtle. Let's compare this to the let's actually compare it to the baby, sorry, no, the actual full-size armadillo, because they look very similar, honestly. Yeah, they're like exactly the same. If anything, this is like a more like real-sized baby, like, sorry, a real-sized adult armadillo in real life. That's what I'd argue. Same deal with, you know, with cave spiders, for example. They just like real spiders compared to the normal spiders. It's kind of weird. But, yeah. Let's see what you guys would rank the baby armadillo. I'm gonna open the poll right now. Where would you rank? Hello, Shiba. Nice to see you. Welcome to the stream. And I just opened the poll. Where would you rank the baby armadillo? I'll give you guys some time to vote. In the meantime, yeah, I don't know. I'm just here. I hope the background music isn't too loud. And also, you guys are just kind of lucky that I get to listen to the background music. I can't hear it at all. Because if I do, I'll get distracted with the great music that I put in there. That music is also probably stuff I would generally use for studying. So, using it in a stream is kind of funny. Alright, that's reasonable. So far we got somewhere in between A and C. But closer to A. Sounds to me like something that should go in B. And, you know, I'm fine with that. Let's go to the tier list slide. And throw the baby armadillo in B tier. Also, just gonna make sure that's the final vote by everyone. More of you guys are saying A tier. F tier studying music, no offense. Yeah, I'm not offended. People generally don't like the music that I listen to. So I'm not too, really, I don't care too much. Evan Griffin saying A tier. I would. I mean, it's a decent baby design, but it's just way too similar to the adult design to me. It just feels like what the adult design should have looked like instead of a baby. It is a fact that actually does make sense because, let me see if I can get a adult armadillo in Minecraft. The whole point of the redesign is that the eyes on the babies are just like one pixel, just like this. So seeing the same thing for the baby in this case is just kind of weird. They're just like small adult in terms of the armadillo. So I guess they just so happen to be unlucky with that redesign choice. Let's go back to the tier list and take a look at what's next. Also, I hope you guys like the transitions. They're interesting to say the least. And the next mob in the list is the camel, the baby camel. Honestly, this is an interesting one. I always like the camel design, but we'll see what the baby camel looks like, you know, next to the adult camel and see how that looks. S tier transitions, thank you, Shiba. What is camel husk? Is it weird for me to say I didn't know this existed? So I'm going to kill you, buddy. Prepare to die. Also, are you guys even seeing this? You guys aren't even seeing this. My bad, you guys. Feel free to let me know if I'm just saying things and just leaving you in the dark. I didn't know the camel husk existed. That's what I was saying. So I'm just going to kill him. We didn't kill any babies in the process? No? Okay, thank goodness. Normal camel. Should be the baby. And let's get the adult camel to compare this with. Okay. Yeah, there's differences. First of all, this baby camel doesn't have a hump. And it generally looks smaller and just more young, I think, by the brighter shade of yellow or whatever color this camel has. To be honest, I just really like camel animations in general, so it's probably going to rank high for me personally. But what do you guys think? Let's move this to the tier list. And start another poll for the baby camel. All right, the poll is up. You guys can choose. In the meantime, I'm gonna move this big guy out of here. I don't know where I'm gonna put him. I'll just Don't we have a lead update where I could tie them together or something? No? Oh, you just sit over here, dude. Baby camels still can have humps according to my extensive research on Google. You're not wrong. Or actually, I wouldn't know if you're right or wrong, but I'll just assume that Google's telling you the truth this time, because when was the internet ever wrong, right? Alright, we have 4 votes, and the census is A tier. Well, majority A tier, with 1 S tier, but you know, I'm not putting it S if the majority says A. So, congratulations, Camel. And I do not know why I put this guy in C tier. I'm throwing him in D. And we are continuing with the baby Axolotl. We're finally here. So, how we're going to do this, there's a lot of different kinds of baby axolotls, and I don't even know if they suffocate being in the land for too long, but they have no AI, they probably won't die, right? So, just give me 1 minute as I figure out how to summon these baby axolotls. In the meantime, since we're on the conversation of my music being terrible in terms of taste, what genre of music is your favorite? Let me know. I have no clue how this Q&A thing works, so, you know, just have fun with that, I guess. Nope. Good to kill this child. No one saw that, by the way. No one saw that. Anyone else. That never happened, okay? Oh, it's numbers. Gotcha. Okay, so. That's where it was. Where it 2. That's not working either, is it? Okay, now it's working. I forget how many variants there are. I'm loving this. It's like a big delete button. Alright, so what we have is a few baby axolotl variants. The regular one right here. And, wait, no, I actually completely forgot that I asked you guys about, music taste. To which Shiva says, I have many favorites. And well, that combo says, depending on what I'm doing, which I can agree with. And, moving on to the baby axolotls, what we have is the regular one right here. Super small. I wonder what the original design was like. I have to look. Gotta see if I can pull up some photos of the previous baby axolotl designs so we can compare. That's if I can find the wiki. Mission Impossible. You'd say S tier, Shiva? That is bold. The axolotl in itself has always been S tier, but in terms of a baby mob redesign, what would you really still say it's a S tier? Looks like someone hit its head with a mallet. Well, that's a funny story. But yeah, it does look like that. That's not really how baby, you know, how axolotls in general are supposed to look. Let me show you guys. A photo of an actual axolotl. Yeah, they have flat heads, I guess, but it's also like has this roundness to it, which, you know, I don't know why I said that. This is Minecraft. We don't talk about round things here. That was cursed. I don't know why I brought up round things. I'm sorry, guys. Back to Minecraft. Alright, and I found the baby designs. This is how it looked before. I think the difference is clear. It has a fatter body, a bigger tail, I think. Yeah, and I think this is the baby, right? This isn't the adult. Yeah, maybe that's another thing, is almost indistinguishable from the adult axolotl. Just looks like downskilled adult axolotl. Yeah, I honestly, seeing before and after, I think I like the redesign. What do you guys think? I'm gonna put up a poll for the baby axolotls and we will vote. Just give me a sec. Sheba, oh my world, or sorry, oh my word, real life, get that out of here. Aren't axolotls baby salamanders that never grow up? You have a point. What would you rank baby axolotls? X, A, C, and F. And I'll let you guys vote. For the record, I currently have a thing going on where if you super chat a build idea, I will build it in the world just because. On the spot, period. But I think what I will do is just build something for the fun of it. So if you guys have an idea, just let me know in the chat and I'll build it. One of you guys said C tier for the baby axolotls? That's crazy. How can we be sure that whoever threw this in C tier is not just being a contrarian or something? Since, you know, we all agree that it's S tier anyway. Alright. I think it's final. We agreed on S tier. But because we have an A and C tier, I think I will throw it in A tier. Just because someone wanted to be that contrarian. So congrats, your vote kind of mattered. Or should I make it matter? Drifts XC said 6-7 lol. I'm embarrassing you publicly. And this will forever be commemorated as the time you said 6-7. That's crazy, man. Well, I said it twice. That's not good. Okay, a lot of you guys are saying S tier, and yeah, okay, fine. I think we're doing S tier. I think we're doing S tier. Let's open. This is not what I meant to see. This is not what I meant to see. This is not what I meant to see. Not what I meant to see. Baby Axolotl in S tier, in its rightful place, along with the baby turtle and the baby rabbit. I think that's fair enough. And, of course, you guys should agree with me on that. Because we all voted this together, besides the one person who said A and the other person who said C. And I'm going to clear my inventory. Let's see what the next mob is. It is the baby dolphin. Ah, that's going to be a cool one. Just get to summoning it. Here we go. This is the baby dolphin. And just as I thought, with no AI, it cannot take damage to suffocation in the land or anything, which is great. Honestly, I really like the design, personally. I will pull up previous design images so that we can compare the two and see if this is a better improvement or not. Yeah. And you see how this is just different from the sheep? I don't want to just slander the sheep again, but look, this is literally just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes. While the dolphin at least has these interesting off-angle cubes for the fins and yeah, stuff like that. So that's the science of making a good baby mob design. Probably just don't make them a bunch of boxes put together. It's different with the cows and stuff because they just kind of look interesting. The sheep doesn't even look like a regular sheep either. I found my headphones are not deaf anymore. Welcome to hearing my terrible voice, Epic Griffin. Yeah, if you give me a sec, I'm gonna look for the previous baby dolphin designs to compare with. Alright, so it seems that the baby dolphin before the Tiny Takeover update suffered the same problems as a lot of other mobs in Minecraft. They did not have a baby mob design. They were just the shrinked down version of the adults. Shrinked down? Or is it shrunk down? Shrunken down? I don't know. It's fine. Your voice is not terrible. Thank you. So yeah, that's the dolphin before, and this is the dolphin after. And yeah, so improvement to me. I like that. But what do you guys think? Is it a good redesign, or is it a great redesign? I'll be opening the poll in a sec. That's crazy. We've been doing this stream for currently an hour already, and we are not even that far down the list right now. The new dolphin is more realistic, but doesn't look correct to say. Interesting point. C tier is atrocious. 2 people said C tier, Shiva. That's interesting. So it's somewhere in the middle of A and C, which is B. I'm gonna give it a little bit more time to register those votes. And in the meantime, I'm gonna see if I can find a way to rapid fire some of this stuff by summoning some babies ahead of time. Oh, they're dying. Okay, not there then. Okay. Are we halfway down at least? I'll let you be the judge of that. I do not think we are even halfway through. But don't worry, we'll be going rapid fire on the rest. Or at least the next few of these, because a lot of them are kind of the same in terms of design. Oops. You guys are not even seeing what's going on, which is probably for the best, honestly. Alright, great. In the meantime, actually I have nothing to do in the meantime. I have no idea. We'll just go ahead and just get to the next few baby designs. The next ones are the squids currently. Wait, actually, I almost completely skipped the dolphin. What did you guys vote for that dolphin? C tier? Majority of you guys voted C tier. Okay, I guess we're putting in C tier. What do you know? Baby dolphin is in C tier. Let's move on. The next few are the glow squid and the regular squid. And they're right down here. Just making sure you guys can see me and not the tier list. The glow squid has always been a design that no one really cared much for. And I don't even think Minecraft cares much about their glow squids. But I gotta say I like the baby design of the squid and the glow squid. Glow squid looks very mystical. And what is this adult doing here? Get out of here. And the regular squid looks adorable and goofy. Just as Minecraft mobs should kind of look, I think. They should always just look goofy. So I'm gonna put a poll up for the squid and then the glow squid. You guys should let me know what you guys think of that. It's gonna be rapid fire, so, you know, I suggest you guys give me an answer as soon as possible. Here's the glow squid. First vote says it's A tier. That's not a bad place to put it. Two votes say A tier for the glow squid. Even if someone were to vote C tier, like 2 people were to vote C tier, it would probably drop down to B, because I'm trying to get kind of in between each of the votes. But so far we have A sweeping the floor for the glow squid. Epic Griffin says, I found a steak that looks like a Glock. I'm taking that home. You probably shouldn't, but I'm not your father. F tier? Who put it in there? That's crazy. Okay. Look, I know that the glow squid has had a bad, has had a rough transition into Minecraft, but, you know, the baby redesigns look good, in my opinion. Well, I could be wrong. Could be wrong. Probably combo. Oh yeah, he said I will forever hate the glow squid. I did not see that. Alright, well, I'm not gonna wait any longer. I think that it's pretty certain where we're gonna be putting the glow squid. And that is in B tier. Throwing it in B tier. The next mob we're gonna be voting for is the regular squid. And I'm gonna be starting the poll for the regular squid. The poll is currently up, and you guys tell me where we should be putting the squid in our tier list. Just gonna keep the tier list open. Should it go right next to the glow squid, right up here in A tier, S tier, or just F tier because no one hardly sees that baby squid in the first place? I don't think I've ever seen baby squids, or at least never paid attention to see any, but I could be wrong. Epic Griffin and Shiba say S tier because it looks nice. I can't be a contrarian for that. I think you're right, but I could be wrong. Oh wait, it's tied with C tier. And then we got one for A tier, which is evening this out. All right, well, I'm not gonna wait any longer. I think it's pretty clear what we're gonna be doing, which is throwing the squid in. I think A tier. We're gonna stick with A tier. A step. Did villager in the background just say uh-huh and just agreed with me? There's a villager? Wait. Okay. Unexpected cameo. I guess we're having a villager join us. Or should we kill him? Should we kill him or name him, guys? Are we killing him or naming him? Forget about the squid. We're doing a poll. Are we killing this guy or are we naming him? I put up a poll. I put up a poll. Put him in lava? Whoa, okay. That's barbaric, but, you know, I'm not too against barbaric things. Are we really split between kill and name? Drift XC says name. We're split. 3 say kill and 3 say name. Alright, I'm gonna flip a coin on it then. Flipping a coin, we're flipping a coin. And I'm ending the poll for now. See if I can find a coin flip. You know, I'm just gonna go back to Minecraft, just make sure. Epic Griffin says name then kill. And hello, the ballistic spelling bee. Welcome to the stream. Alright, I think I found an app. Or a website, which is justflipacoin.com. No shout to this, I don't know. Sup, CowCapz, nice stream. Awesome. What we're doing is flipping a coin because we cannot decide whether to name or kill a villager. So. Alright. If it's heads, we're gonna kill him. If it's tails, we're gonna name him, okay? And 3, 2, 1. Actually, let's color it red because of bloodshed. 3, 2, 1. We're naming him. All right. Now the question is, what are we naming this guy? And of course, I'm leaving that to you guys to decide. What shall we name this villager? Because honestly, I have no clue. Gerald. Alright, we got Gerald. Does anyone object? I don't see any objections. Guess we're going to be naming this guy Gerald. We're not going to kill him. If he stays out of the way, we're not going to kill him. Drift XC says Phil. It's gotten too late, but Bob, okay, fine. we'll just do his full name, okay? So we got, why can I, okay. Gerald Phil Bob. His parents were hippies. And let's move on to these guys. What we have here is the baby mule, the baby donkey, and the baby horse. They look a lot wider than their previous designs, and I think they look kind of younger for. They allow their heads to be a little bigger. It's pretty cool. So, what do you guys think? I will be opening a poll for the baby mule first. And we'll see what you guys think about him. I don't think we do more than one poll at a time, so. Currently 2 votes say C. Which is, it doesn't suck, but it's not the best either. Gotcha. B tier says Drift XC. Sounds about right. But since the majority is saying C, I'm throwing in C. So, the mule is going to C. Sorry, we kept this here. Let's go back to Tiny Takeover. Get this baby mule and throw it in C. And we're still 1 accord about that, which is good. I'm going to end this poll, and we're going to get on to the next baby, which is the... oh, what was it? Donkey, right? I mean, it's a cool design for a baby donkey, but honestly... the only S-tier donkey in my eyes is the one from Shrek. Except the redesign, that looks kind of weird, but I think the Shrek redesigns aren't that bad. Though it is definitely bad. Because it just made the characters like Illumination film. I don't know why I'm ranting about animation redesigns. Let's see what you guys think. Seats here for Donkey says 3 votes, and we just happen to have 3 concurrent viewers. Sorry, 5 concurrent viewers, so I'll just take that as gospel. I think the Donkey is going in seats here too. And the last one is the horse right here. I'm not going to be pulling up all the different variants for the horse because, no. Wait a minute. Did I open a poll? Yeah, I did. Last up is the baby horse redesign. S, A, C, or F, and we'll just pick somewhere in between those. I'm gonna summon a adult horse to compare. This is actually one of the 4-legged creatures we'll actually be using a lot in the game. So compared to the adult counterpart, this definitely looks like a kid. Same with the donkey and the mule, despite their versions looking kind of scrawny. Yeah. See what you guys think. 50 in A and 50 in C. Some of you guys are switching up as soon as I said the horse, which makes sense. But no, I see it as just 2 votes, so it's just a conflict of interest. I'm going to give you guys a few more seconds to decide where the horse should be on the poll. And in the meantime, let's check on our villager, who I forgot his name, Gerald Phil Bob, who was just sitting there looking at everything for no reason. Existing being a waste of space, you know. The thing wandering traders are best at. I hear they improved their trades, which, you know, these are interesting trades, but you could explore the world and find it yourself pretty easily too. Okay, well, probably not coral. Coral, that's actually me, but you know what I mean. We're still split on horse being A and C, so all right, we'll stick with that. All right, so if we go back to the tiny takeover tier list, I'm make sure I have everything right. The mule and donkey will go in C. And the horse will go in B, because it's split between A and C, so why not B? And I think we're set here. Time to move on to three other creatures we can work with for the baby mobs. What we have is the baby zombie horse. Honestly, it's the same design as the horse over there, but you gotta admit, the baby, sorry, not even the baby, just the zombie horses and skeleton horses are so interesting in terms of design. They're honestly probably my favorite designs in the game for the horses. If I could find one of these guys, I would just ride them instead of a regular horse. And thanks to the recent Spears update, I think that's actually more possible to run into. In fact, this might be the first time they're actually in the game spawned naturally. But I could be wrong. So I'm going to be putting up a poll for that. Let's start with the zombie horse. Will you want to put the zombie horse in S tier, A tier, C tier, or F tier? If it's somewhere in between, then, you know, just let me know in chat. S tier. Alright, both votes say S tier. We'll go with that then. Let's go to the tier list. Also, why is Phil in the view of the... the Phil's always getting in the way. I'm almost leaning towards the kill option, guys. We're gonna flip that coin again, maybe. But, yes, the baby zombie horse will be in S tier. Now let's move on to the skeleton horse, which I have right here. Someone put the zombie horse in C tier? Alright. Fine. That's how you want to be. Let's go back to the list here. Throw this guy in B along with the regular horse. Even though I like this design more, I think it's just about fair to put him here. So, let's go back to Minecraft. And let's talk about the skeleton horse. There's not much to talk about. Reminds me very much of Grum, the, what is it, skeleton dog from Dan TDM content. I don't know if I said it right. I didn't watch much Dan TDM. Definitely interesting kind of creature to have. A very rare creature to get. Well, actually not if you have a trident or a lightning rod, but still. No, actually, it is rare to get. It's Yeah, it's just for her to get. Why are you looking at me like that, Gerald Phil Bob? Get out of here. And you're literally getting in the way. Can I lead villagers now? No. You're just acting like you don't know what you're doing. Get out of here. Alright, yeah, I like these designs. Let's spawn a adult skeleton horse. Yeah, by comparison, this is just about right. Honestly, looks exactly how you expect it to. I don't even know why I spawned it in the first place. Let's get to voting. Alright, we currently have the skeleton horse poll up. And you guys can choose whether they should be or not. Or, sorry, where they should be in the tier list. %, say S tier, the other in C tier. Fair. What do we have in C tier? We don't have the regular horse in C tier, right? No, we have the regular horse and zombie horse in B tier. I guess we can just go ahead. I'm not even sure if I've seen a baby skeleton horse before. Yeah, honestly, it's hard to find a skeleton horse, and it's harder to tame and breed them to produce baby skeleton horses. Now that I think about it, that's hilarious. So, Gerald Phil Bob, please stop, like, being around me when I'm here. We're split between C and S, so what we're gonna do is throw the baby skeleton horse in B, along with the horse and zombie horse. Fair enough to me, and I don't think anyone has to protest about that. And now let's move on to the llama. This is the baby llama. I honestly really like this design. This actually really fits what the llama should look like. Let me bring in an adult. Actually, we don't need to bring an adult. Here they are right here. Got an adult llama compared to the baby. And just as you think, the baby is just a smaller version of the adult llama. What I really like is that the adult llama has these big eyebrows, while the baby one has none. I won't not be so many different variants because I don't care much. And if we get a carpet, we should be able to drip this guy out, right? No, that's not how it works. I do not know how this works. It's been a long time since I've had to deal... No, I'm not trying to grow you up. It's been a long time since I had to deal with llamas, so this is different. But what we have in the tier list is not only the baby llama, but also the baby llama wearing carpeted whatever on him. So what we're going to be doing is... Let's see. Another poll for the baby llama. S, A, C, and F. And whatever we end up choosing, I'll just put the dripped out baby llama a level higher, a tier higher, because I'm... Yeah, that's a good one to me. So far we have 1 vote, 2 votes, split between A and C. I like the sound of that. That's a good split in my opinion. Somewhere around B tier is just fine. It's not the best design, but it's also not the worst. I'm gonna make sure you're looking at the baby llama so you can determine. Alright, so I'll just take this vote as final. It'll be split between A and C. Meaning that this baby llama will be in B tier. And that's fair to say we're going to be putting the dripped out llama in A tier. Are you guys fine with that? Are you guys fine with me putting the dripped out version of the baby llama in A tier? Or should I leave it with the regular llama? Let me know. In fact, I wish I knew how to actually put anything on this guy. I'm not gonna worry about it. Alright, I don't see any objections, so we're sticking with this ranking in the tier list. And Combo says fine. Gotcha. Next up on the list is... This will be a fun one. We have next is the Baby Bee design. Are you guys seeing this? Nope. Let me help you. And as you can see, it's a baby bee. Yep, that's it. I appreciate that it just looks like it's actually a baby this time. I like how its legs are kind of like a dark yellow instead of black, which I think the adults are. If I'm right. Yeah, somewhere along much darker brown colors. Where the regular baby is just kind of like light brown yellow. Yeah. Wait, this might actually be the smallest. This might actually be the smallest one. Let's see. No, I think it still goes to the baby turtle by comparison. In fact, the baby bee is bigger than the chicken. What's this death animation? You want me to kill the bee? Crazy question, Combo. I'm not gonna kill this child. Even though I maced a few children earlier. I'm not gonna kill this one. But yeah, the bee is bigger than the chicken. That's not a good that's not a good thing to think about. I honestly, for some reason, assumed that baby bees wouldn't have stingers, but I guess I'm wrong. Honestly, okay, if we're keeping the villager, then at least let's kick out the skeleton horse. He's annoying. You're coming over here, buddy. Bye. And back to the list. Let's rank the baby bee. Alright, the poll is up. What would you guys rank the baby bee? So far, we have 0 votes for the baby bee. Never mind, we got 1 for... No, never mind, we got 2 for A. Nice. Not a bad place to put it. And I will go back to the tier list so we can see what we have so far. I really like the list so far, honestly. Pretty well fleshed out. I would like to say we're about halfway done now. So, cool. I was expecting the stream to be 2 hours long. I think we're gonna have to stretch it to 3 hours. On that note, let's see. All right, you guys say A tier, so what the heck? We put this guy in A tier. And we're going back to the upcoming mobs, so give me a sec as I summon them in, the next few, and we can go through them from there. Okay. Why were those the cat death sounds? How did you film that sound? Didn't you get new voices for these creatures? Random person enters my stream and sees this. It's not what it looks like, I promise. Okay, I'll just move on from that. Not what I was trying to do. Oh. Let's see, one. Huh, you got some self-defense. Alright, that'll be messy. Before we go into the enemy mobs, which I was trying to summon, let's move on to the next one's the baby fox right here. Who are you spitting at? Are you guys fighting each other? Nope. No, you're coming with me. You're coming with me, buddy. I'm not gonna kill you, but I am gonna move you somewhere far away. And I'm moving you somewhere else far away. You are animate, aren't you? Get up in this tree. And Gerald Phil Bob, if I could lead you somewhere else, I could. I would, I mean. Back, I'm apparently going out to the movies. Cool for you, Epic Griffin. Have a nice time. Next creature is the fox. This design is, I don't know, it's a baby fox. I like that design, honestly. Before the baby fox designs, if I remember, are just a smaller version of the adults, and I'm right. Let me show you. this is the baby fox before. Looks awesome, right? And this is the baby fox after, which looks just a lot more like a baby. You could argue bigger eyes are more adorable than smaller eyes, but that's an interesting argument. We will figure out where this ranks. I'm going to be putting up a poll right now, and we can decide. It looks soulless, says about that combo. That's crazy. Wait. I think the soulless effect is from them generally being babies and the new idea they're having, which is all the babies have 1 pixel eyes because they're little children. I think it's generally more appealing for children to have like bigger eyes because that's more accurate to actual children. Small eyes make them just look small, which is the point. I don't know. I don't know where I'm getting at. I'm trying to get into character design, but I don't know anything about it. Hello, Pixie Ducky. Welcome to the stream. Currently ranking all of the baby mobs in Minecraft via tier list. And it's turning out a lot more interesting than I expected, so I'm excited. They look exactly like stuffed animals with the void eyes. Yep. Also, your eyes don't grow with your body. So usually when you're very young, your eyes are big. Interesting. And that makes sense, actually. CowCapz from Prod 1987. So thank you, sir. Currently, the fox is in C tier for the soulless eyes and look, which is fine by me. So what we're going to be doing is throw the fox in C tier. Make sure I have that right. Yes. Actually, there's a few A tier. We could throw it in B tier technically, but I think it's fine to put it in C tier. I guess. We'll do that. So, the next creature is the baby cat. The kitten, or whatever. Why'd I say the baby cat is a kitten? It's obviously a kitten. Yeah, what we have here is just one design of the baby cat because I tried to do the others and I failed. I'm not trying to take forever to do that. This is the general model, what it looks like. It has custom sounds, so I've heard. So, obviously sounds a lot more like a baby cat. I really like it. And they're just straight up adorable. Let me see if I can summon some actual kittens. I mean, look at the different ones. Wait, where are you going? No. How could you? How could you? The rabbits were literally S tier baby designs, and where are the adults? They're running away. They're running away. Here we go. Pixie Ducky's probably terrified. Pixie Ducky owns a few cats. I don't hate cats. I'm just protecting the rabbits that all died. I'm avenging them, okay? It's not murder if it's like vengeance. Anyway. Yeah, the design is really cool. Custom sounds is a plus. I like that. So let's vote, why not? I think I traumatized Pixie Ducky, which is fine by me. I mean, not fine by me. I'm sorry, but like, you know, I can't save myself now. The vote for the cat is open. What do you guys want to rank them? First one says A tier. Or first two say A tier. Alright. Honestly, sorry, from Prod, honestly, the textures for the baby mobs are great, but the hitboxes are low-key going to tick so many people off. The baby zombie was bad enough, and I agree with that. I hate baby zombies. Just because of the small tick box. The small hitbox, I mean. But I think the thing that makes zombies especially frustrating to deal with is the fact that baby zombies are running at you and attacking you actively. Most of these creatures don't do that. So, I think I'm fine with that. We can just sit still and give them something. Hold on. I'm gonna keep the camera on the kittens as you decide. Yep. Intense zoom in on the kittens. This is how I take my thumbnails, by the way. You may decide. If you fix her eyes, then I'll give it an S, but an A. That's fine by me. 6 votes say that the cat belongs in A, with 1 saying S. So we're just gonna go ahead and put the baby cat in S tier. Why do I say baby cat? It's a kitten. I don't know. But to be real, it's almost at the top. Custom sounds and everything, they really worked hard on this creature. It's on the top of A tier, almost an S tier. We're gonna do that. And let's go to the next baby mob. Which, if I can fix my camera. Alright, right here we have the baby ocelot. And just seeing it compared to the cat, I really like that the baby ocelot is noticeably a little bit different in size. It's like bigger because it's a wild cat. Wait, can the baby bee attack? If so, it's worse than the zombie, says Prod. Yeah, you're right. The baby bee can probably attack, but that's going to be really annoying to deal with. But, you know, they die after 1 hit, so it's not a big deal. I don't like the muzzle, says Pixie Ducky. I guess the muzzles are a bit too sticking out and all that, but I wouldn't know how they'd fix it. If you guys have an idea, then, you know, inform me. But yeah, next up's Ocelot. The next up is the Ocelot. Next up is Ocelot, I guess. Like I said, what I like about this one is that it's bigger than the kitten. How is it bigger? I think it's in the head. I think, but I think it's also bigger at the same time. Yeah, it's bigger and it has a bigger head, a little, by a pixel. Do you guys remember when ocelots were the way of obtaining cats? Now just stray cats appear in villages now? That was interesting. Now, I'm going to be opening a poll for the baby ocelotl. Ocelot. Where did ocelotl come from? Axolotl. That's why I'm saying it. It's ocelot. It's ocelot. It's ocelot. So. Let's start a poll for the ocelot. It makes more sense a new way, though. I guess referring to the... It makes more sense that cats spawn in villages instead of in the jungle, and taming them that way. I agree, Pixie Ducky. I suppose it does make more sense and makes cats more attainable. But I think wolves are like less obtainable by comparison now. Didn't they, like, when they updated the variants and all that, they had them spawn in slower, or sorry, in smaller packs or something? I don't know. Yes, I play Minecraft at normal FOV. Who doesn't? I know that Combo says he plays at Quake Pro. Interesting. Everyone's saying that ocelots go in A. Same place, same fate as the regular cat, right? I don't feel anything special about the ocelot by comparison to the cat, so I'm just putting it in the back of A, where, you know, the same order everything else is going in. Alright, fine, if you guys want me to have higher FOV. This is exactly how I felt when I bought my new Colossus and put them on. Except in real life, it was very disorienting. It's bearable. I used to PvP in this Quake Pro mode a lot, but as I just stuck with the videos and stuff, I just kept it normal. Because I figured it was more pleasing to the eye of the average person. Next up is the... Gonna make this bigger. Really shoddily made construction right here. Never built stuff like this at home, kids. Just gonna be summoning the next mobs. You know what kind of irks me about the hostile mobs? We have no baby skeletons. And for some reason, it annoys me. Welcome, Snow, to the stream. She says, broski, I play at this FOV. Pixie says, I'm too much of a PvP nerd / watcher, I guess. I'm just a PvP nerd in general. But yeah, it's not my content. Maybe one day I'll stream, like, Bed Wars or something, if you guys are interested. Because nothing beats Friday than spending time with people on the internet. Like, and completely ignoring your upload schedule. What's next up here? Baby husk. Oh, my bad. I just got to spawning these guys and I didn't even talk about the wolf yet. That's fine. I just want to cover these enemy mobs real quick. So I don't forget them later. Alright, so, for now, let's talk about the baby wolf. Yeah, this is what it looks like. Honestly, baby wolf is my favorite baby redesign. Next to the cow, next to the cold biome cow. Perhaps the chicken. Right next to there is the baby wolf. I really like their design. I know it kind of gives pointless stare like the fox, but I don't know, it's kind of adorable. And if we tame it, we should get the baby dog, which you know, has a collar. That's the difference. I really like how big the collar is on him, because, you know, he has a big head. Yeah, if that wasn't obvious. And also the kind of small nub tail thing is also pretty adorable. I really like this one. So Epic Griffin says he looks very nice. I like him, but still the black eyes threw me off. Fair. Alright, so I'm going to be putting up a stream, sorry, not a stream, a poll for you guys for the wolf. Where would you vote the wolf to be? And I think this also includes the dog, obviously. I'm just going to keep those as one. And I'm not going to be including the different variants right now. Though, I guess while you guys are voting, might as well just bring in some. Of course, this depends on, like, where... Oh, this is annoying. Depends on... Whoa, whoa! Wait a minute, why are you mad? Because of the rabbits, because of the rabbits. If it is this hard to bring every mob in one place and just have them sit next to each other, imagine what Noah's Ark looked like. That's my take. Must have looked terrible. Just like canonically, God made like world peace in the animal kingdom just for them to enter a boat. That's crazy. Also, I hope I'm not too loud for you guys. If I am, then I'll fix the mic. I wasn't expecting to be this loud. Just in an energetic mood, I guess. Nope, wrong guy. Oh, because it's not even... Okay. Alright, I believe this is a slightly different wolf. I think it's the snow wolf, actually. As you see, it's a bit whiter in hue. I really like that design. In that case, I should be able to spawn all the different kinds, right? Or no. Or no. Is that the case? No, actually, I was completely wrong. These are all the same. I just don't know how to spawn several wolves for some reason. If you guys just don't mind the bloodshed, if anyone asks outside the stream what happened, just say nothing. And if you, for some reason, did see all this just now, in, like, the VOD or the replay, just comment, I know what you did or something. Because that's ominous. It makes me look like a villain, which is pretty funny. Welcome back to the stream, Super MJ. Welcome, Umbreon. Currently, we voted the wolf to be A tier, but you know, we're really arguing with S tier too. I think it's A tier. I think we're gonna put in A tier. And I don't know how they think it's A tier, I guess. If you don't like the wolf, then you'll love the dog. Is what I'm thinking. And seeing your opinions on these baby mobs have me wondering, would you actually use the golden dandelion in the game? Because I know the golden dandelion is supposed to keep a certain mob a baby forever, if you want it to be. But is that something you guys actually want to do, or would you rather just let them grow up? Would you really sacrifice the usefulness of the adult for the kid? That's what I'm wondering, you know? This guy's a baby slaughter. No, I'm not. Not all the time. It's a special day. It's a special day. I think it's like variant Minecraft type. Let's see if you're right. Super MJ because, you know, that'd be nice to know for the future. A certain number in quotation marks wouldn't do, right? No. Just testing. Didn't mean to... Not trying to kill for no reason. Not trying to kill for no reason. Okay. Back. Variant. Woods or something? Nope. Yeah, actually, let me do some research. Since we just brought it up, I'm gonna figure it out. I'm some different wolf variants. Okay, they have like specific names. Gotcha. Let's try it. Ashshed, right? That's the one. Nope. Snowy? Alright, we did it. Snow. This is what the snow one looked like. That's adorable. I like kind of like the bluish look plus the white. Really fits the snow aesthetic. I'm just gonna be wolf spamming somewhere around here, so hope you guys don't mind. But then you guys don't want me to kill them and replace them all the time. For some reason. Because I would never kill. We got the black wolf. I really like this design. Looks menacing, but also adorable at the same time, so. Let's see, what's next? Is Ash gonna work now? So you're telling me all I had to do this whole time was just spell variant with a lowercase v, and that's all I had to do. Alright, let's see one more. Chestnut. That looks cool. I like these guys. Let's see what you guys think. Well, pretty fire. Alright, so yeah, Epic Griffin. If you have left already. Yeah, honestly... Hey, welcome to the stream. Enjoy. Joy and art. Yeah. I don't know. I like these designs. Are you guys sure we want to stick with A tier for the wolf? Or should we just push this... Alright, see ya, Super MJ. Have a good one. Or should we push this to... S tier? Alright, fine. We're doing A tier. We're doing A tier. I guess we're sticking with A tier. Already dropped him in there, so the next up is the baby zombie variants. What we have here is... Let me make sure you guys can see this. Yeah, you guys can. What we have here is the baby drowned. One of the few mob designs where they have an outer layer and inner layer, which is really interesting because they make this mob look like, for one, really, really fat, and two, makes it like he kind of has, like, kind of torn up flesh. Really interesting. Of course, yeah, it's just drowned sounds. Looks like a baby drowned. I really like the face. But, yeah. It was just like a chunky, drowned baby zombie. What do you guys think? I'm gonna open a poll right now, and we can vote. Oh, my bad, I forgot. It's actually named the Gurgle. I didn't even know about that till I, like, was looking for the images for these baby mobs. Like, you guys call them the Gurgle? It's like when you call the baby Sniffer a Snifflet, I believe. Like, how am I gonna remember these little unique names? That's hilarious. Snowtap says, ew, nah, all the undead mobs look so bad, they look like off-brand MC merch. Fair. Fair. But I mean, you know, fair. They're new designs. Previously they were like just shrunken versions of the big guys' designs, so. The name is S, definitely. I think we're agreed on C tier, though, like, a lot of you guys said F tier. I'm not throwing in F, but we will put it under C if that makes you guys happy. Welcome to the stream, Cordy, I'm calling you Cordy. Welcome to the stream, Cordy. Hope you enjoy. What we are doing now is putting the gurgle. A lot of you guys said F tier, but, you know, like I said, around C tier too. We're going to be throwing it right next to the sheep because both of these guys look ugly in their own ways, alright? Next up is the baby zombie. He looks so weird because he does not have the one eye pattern going. He actually, who was it? I believe Epic Griffin said that the eyes were around the same size for babies as they grow into adulthood, and that is definitely true with the baby zombie. These are the exact same eyes of the adult zombie, and that's just really weird to me. Summon one in right now. I think this could have benefited from the one pixelized this time because it just looks so weird. But, you know, at the same time, it's a small zombie. Just a new little thing to be running at, you know. So, where would you guys rank this? I'm going to put up a poll for it. I should also add, before I do this, there are a lot of mobs that haven't reached... I'm way more scared of them now, says Pixie Duxie. Alright, I started the poll. You guys can vote now. The zombie just died right next to me. Nice. Gotta love it. Keep in mind, we have yet to have a mob go down to D tier or F tier. So, what I'm taking that as is you guys generally think these mobs are good redesigns. Until we get to the villager, that is. That's the controversial one now I think about it. So, this one's a bit more positive than the gurgle. With some of you guys saying S tier and some of you guys saying C tier. So, I think I'll throw it in... we'll have to take a look. Let's see. We're not the starter yet, but that guy is sad. They did him wrong. We're gonna do a close examination of that design. Alright, so right here we have the baby zombie. Some of you guys said C tier, some of you guys said S tier. But if I put him in B tier, you know, that's fine. Next to the horses and the glow squid, you know, that stuff. Also, now I think about, I don't know why the glow squid is higher than the dolphin. We're gonna have to look through this list one more time right before we end the stream. Because I feel like some of these shouldn't be the way they are. No, I think over 70% of you guys are saying C now. That's a lot. I'm throwing them in C. I'm throwing in C. Right above the gurgle. The low-key look like Lego models. Exactly. Glow squid F tier. Whoa. That combo will continue to push that agenda. And who knows, it might end up at F, who knows. We'll go through and see if we want to make any changes later. Next up is the husk, which is the zombie, but it's the husk. So what do you guys think? I'm gonna make a poll for that right now. We could probably just put it in the same place the zombie was, honestly. Which is C tier, I believe. I get the low res though, trying to make pixels consistent sizes across different size mobs. Yeah, I agree. Hell now before I miss another 3-tier tests in a row. Alright, see you, Snow. Alright. What have you guys said to put the husk in C tier? Alright. I guess we'll do it. I don't think any other vote could change that. Husk goes in C tier next to the zombie. And this one is going to be a little controversial. What we got here is... That looks hideous. This baby zombie villager. It's such a broken design that it's... Not only does it have the weirdness of the villager, its zombie arms are going through its head. How can it stand up properly or even walk right now? Who knows? I will get a pull out for the baby zombie villager and we can figure out what we want that to be. Alright, the poll is up. His head is bigger than the other model. Alright, we'll pull it up and compare in a bit. Currently got one vote that says A tier. As you guys are voting, I'm gonna, I think, drop in some other mobs. Let me see who's next. Got the baby Sniffer, the baby Strider. Just look around here. Almost forgot. All right, let's take a look at the poll results. A lot of you guys said C. Huh, all right. And that's the place of the baby zombie villager. Fair enough, I guess. Let's drop him in, why don't we? Honestly, I don't think we should risk putting him in the same level as the baby zombie and husk. I'm throwing him down around next to the drown in D. Hope we can all agree on that one. And next up is, make sure this camera is shifted, the zombie piglin, and then next the piglin. But right now, the zombie piglin. Or sorry, the zombified piglin. Well, I did notice that they only have one ear. That's an interesting detail. yeah, just another zombie baby again. So you guys let me know what you guys think. I'm gonna throw a poll up right now. All right, the poll's up. And in the meantime, I guess I'm just gonna go back to the gameplay. So you may have a good look at the zombified piglin. Alright, we're split between A. Oh, C. Oh, never mind. Okay. Split between A and C. Oh, wait a minute. And we'll see if anyone wants to break that tie. Otherwise, it can go in B tier. Also, to Pixie Ducky, I can see what you're talking about with the Strider, but we will talk about that in a minute. I think we're going to be stuck at half and half, so we're going to officially put the zombified baby zombified pig, whatever, in B tier. Interesting place to put this guy. I didn't know you guys liked him more than the zombie recolors or redesigns, whatever. Alright, so let's go back to the gameplay and go on to the next baby mob, which is the regular piglin. The baby piglin honestly doesn't look too bad to me. Compared to the zombies, he looks actually how he's supposed to. Let's bring the actual piglin to compare. Alright, let's bring the actual piglin head then. Same thing with the baby camels earlier. What I said I liked about the baby camels, or sorry, no, the baby llama. The baby llama, what I like about them is that they don't have eyebrows, like their adult counterparts. Their adults are nowhere to be found right now, so there's missing. But yeah, they don't have eyebrows. Interesting. Seems to be the same with the baby piglin, except it's more like no, you know, wrinkle. Not much wrinkles in his face compared to this guy. And as you expect, this guy has 0 tusks either right now. Interesting look for the head. Honestly, like the little body and the golden belt, which is of course something piglins need. That's my thoughts so far. They look greedy, more greedy, says Pixie Ducky. I suppose you could say that. I will be throwing the piglin up on a poll and we can decide where he would be in the list. Reminds me of Gluttony from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. He kind of does. He kind of does. The people who don't know who that looks like, give me a sec. He's terrifying. He's scary. I'm just gonna show his photo. This is what he looks like generally, I guess. So, yeah, fat guy. Creepy fat guy. Really weird guy. Back to the video. And I think you can see why this kind of looks like Gluttony, because he's bald, obviously, and a little bit chunky. He's not fat, though. He's just a little kid. What do you expect? And so far, the votes say it's really split right between S, A, and C. So I'll go ahead and go with A tier for the baby piglin. All right, here it is, A tier. So good job, little guy. Let's move on to the Snifflet. Or, you know, as we can just call him what he really is, Snuffleupagus, if I said that right. Yep, yeah, he's Snuffleupagus. Let me pull up the photo. Snuffleupagus is kind of a creepy guy too, honestly. But he's not supposed to be. He's cool in the show, but like, seeing regular photos of him is kind of creepy, honestly. He was Big Bird's friend, right? See, that's cool. Some of you guys might be like, what is this woolly elephant? That's gross. And, you know, fair. It's acquired taste for some of these guys. Alright, now let's get on about the Snifflet. I really like him. What I like about him is these little ears. That's a really cool detail, in my opinion. I gotta see. I'm gonna have to be showing the real Sniffer and Snifflet for this one. Yep, the ears move. Goes with the head. Really cool detail. I think that's really cool. And the adult compared to that have, of course, the bigger ears. The cool animations and all that. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, that's a cool detail. This is kind of like a, you know, a bluish green, while this is more of a vibrant green. I really like that detail. Kind of gives me the idea of like the whole thing about baby creatures blending more in with the environment for their protection, and, you know, just kids generally having more vibrant colors in general compared to adults. So that's a really interesting detail. I really like this guy. But I've always liked the Sniffer and the Snifflet in terms of design. They're really cool. So, let's see what you guys think. I'm going to be holding the poll right now. Here we go. The Snifflet poll is up. Probably bring back a baby rabbit over here while we're at it. Because I feel bad about the cat mafia ganging up on him. And H is -240. No. Just didn't summon the version I wanted. Oh. Let's check out the results. Well, that combo says quite the creature in general, honestly. I agree, the Sniffer is definitely a weirdly unique mob. Honestly, a nice addition to Minecraft. Pixie Ducky says, only dinosaur in Minecraft? Technically? Yeah. If you want to argue that the Ender Dragon counts as a dinosaur, then, you know, I guess we have two dinosaurs in a way. Then, buddy, you killed the cat mafia. More lives were lost on the cat side. A few ran away. A few cats ran away. I had your revenge. They wiped out all of the rabbits inside. Besides these adult rabbits over here. But, you know, most of the rabbits. Oh, I love the animation. That is so cool. Anyways. I'm getting so off topic right now. Snifflet, that's where we were. You guys say Snifflet belongs in S tier? Though I see it's a little battle down there, someone keeps switching between the two. So, yeah, I think it's determined. Ladies and gentlemen. Pay no attention to this, pay no attention to this. Nor this. Okay. The Snifflet will be in S tier. So, welcome to the S tier Snifflet along the Axolotl, the baby rabbit, and the baby turtle. And, you know, let's move on. Why don't we? To the weird one right here. The weird creature. The, what's his name? First of all, I'm gonna make sure you see this screen. Yep. And I forgot his name as I'm talking about him. Because I use him that little. The Strider. Yes, we've got the Sniffer and then the Strider. Sorry, Snifflet and then the Strider. Weird that the baby Strider doesn't have an interesting name. Though I'm sure they do. I could be wrong. Yeah, little guy. He has little, like, strands of his hair poking up, like, cartoon characters with little strands of their hair poking up. I can't name any right now. Actually, very much like a baby's head. Now I think about it. Let's bring an actual Strider. This is an actual Strider with the little, with the little, baby Strider on top of it. That's kind of funny. Seeing them stacked on top of each other like this is kind of adorable. I like the hairs on the head there. Makes it kind of like one full being. I'm gonna let him wander a bit and then kill him later, so don't worry about it. But yeah, that's the baby Strider. So, what do you guys think? What do you mean I'm an old man? Because I don't know what a Strider is. I know what a Strider is. I was there. Back in my day, I was obsessed over 1.16. I'm kind of shocked that baby Striders don't have a unique name because they, you know, they're often advertised along their adult counterparts, so. Yeah, let's vote for the Strider, why don't we? The poll is up, and you may vote. Out of all the babies, you should mace the Striders. Well, for my audience, let's get a mace and get rid of the one that's wandering around. He's as good as dead anyway. There's no lava nearby. Goodbye. And the baby survived. Could I not accidentally kill the chicks in the process? And I failed miserably. Let's do it again. Let's go. And as you're voting on the Strider, I should probably add in the next few mobs that we're going to vote for and hopefully end this video with. So. That's unique. I didn't see that coming. zombified hoglin? Oh, Zoglin. That's what they're called. I'm not old. I'm not old. I'm not old. I'm not old. And I'm coming right because he's an enemy mob. Alright, let's see your takes on the Strider. F tier. That is probably the first F tier. A few of you guys are saying S tier though, so I'm gonna throw it in D or E maybe. Buddy needs to be in Z tier. Of course, a Canadian would say Z tier. Yeah, exactly. Baby Hoglin looks like bacon for some reason. But, outside of that, I'm throwing this guy over here. You know what? Fine. So the majority said F, and I want something to be an F tier. We're going to be throwing the Strider in F tier for now. And, back to the game. Let's, get to the next few mobs. I'm not going to be holding a mace in front of them because I don't want to scare them yet. What we have here is the baby Hoglin right here. Looks straight up like bacon, like we were saying. Its eyes are as wide as death and it's kind of creeping me out. Besides that, it is a baby compared to the adults, which are huge and menaces. And the little, of course, pokey horns, obviously. Very annoying to deal with in the Nether. And, you know, pretty much fits that identity pretty well. Before we get into the baby Zoglins, we're going to be holding up a vote for this guy. So, I'm on it right now. Yep, that also kind of looks like lightning. Joanart says, no, my baby. Wait, I didn't know you claimed the Strider, which is the last guy I killed, I think. My bad. Didn't mean to kill him. I mean, no, I definitely meant to kill him. I didn't mean to, you know, ruin your day with that. What we have is the Hoglin. Next for vote, and I'm opening a poll for that right now. So you may decide. Fortunately, we're almost done with the list, so I think this will actually be on schedule. I was almost afraid we had to do another stream for this. But nope, which is good, because I'm thinking about streaming Minecraft Live when it happens, which is probably this Friday, right? Sorry, next Friday, right? So that would be a fun event to stream. But that's in the air right now. More guys are voting. I'm gonna be doing totally ethical things. Alright, and we're just about done. I just summoned all the other baby mobs we'll be looking at. So, let's see the results on the baby hoglet. I thought it was next Saturday. I might be wrong. I was told it's the 21st. I assumed the 21st was Saturday. If it is Saturday, then I'll be occupied doing my job. But if it's Friday, then excellent. I can actually have some fun enjoying that with you guys. Because last year when they had this going on, I was at my job like trying to watch the very bad Wi-Fi reception stream or whatever, and it was a mess. It was back when Happy Gas was new, so that was fun. Yeah. Pixie Ducky. Cow, can you count to 10? 1, 2, 5, 8, 10. So where were we? Yeah, right. The poll for the hoglet. Hope you guys don't hear the sound effects going on my Steam right now. If you do, then that's awkward. Right here in A, we have the hoglet. Oh, we know it's actually split between A and C. So interesting. I guess we're gonna be putting it in B then. So that's just what we'll be doing. Next up is the hoglet. Wow, that's interesting detail right there. The skeleton leg back there? That is weird. The bacon look is giving way to the skeleton body. Really weird. And you know, a whole wound right here. Will YouTube even let me put this on their site? Of course they will. Why not? Yeah. Interesting design. What I do find interesting is that while this baby hoglet has these tufts of hair right here, the baby hoglet has nothing here. I'm sure that's intentional, but, you know, interesting detail. So, what do you guys think? I will be opening a poll for it right now. That's an unusual way to count to 10 from Pixie Ducky, of course. Let's see. And the poll is up. We shall see what you guys side with. From the looks of it, 2 votes for C. I'll give it a little longer. I'll give it a wait. We'll see what happens. Putting the camera back on the baby hoglet. This is my favorite angle right here. Yeah, of course, thumbnail mode. That's what I would do. Well, I wouldn't want to eat that bacon from Pixie Ducky, obviously. It's hardly bacon. Usually we like to take that off the bone before we actually eat it. It is funny that its head is as flat as a pan, though. It's kind of hilarious. Alright, 4 votes say that the hoglet goes to C tier. But 1 says it's A tier, but I'm going to be going with C tier, along with everyone else. Which is a tier below B tier. Interesting. Well, congratulations, Zoglin. You were paired with the chick for some reason. Next up is the baby polar bear. Really cool. Of course, you all know the story about, I forgot which developer, but their wife wanted this polar bear mob in the game, and so they added it in the game. Very funny story, just that's random. Imagine working on a game and just someone tells you what to do and you're like, okay. Yeah, this is the guy, little guy. You know what? I'm not gonna do just cinematic angles. I'm gonna compare him to the adult version. I think the polar bear is probably one of the better babies, personally. The adult by comparison. What are you trying to kill? I had to do this, by the way. He was killing something. Probably the fish or something. I don't know. Yeah, but obviously a lot smaller. Yeah. Okay. Why is his body so square? I will say his body is very square compared to, you know, the actual adult polar bear. But to be fair, that's how polar bear cubs kind of are, wouldn't you argue? I'll look for some footage. If I'm wrong, then forget I said anything. Currently looking. Nice to see. I tell you, they have very boxy bodies due to their, you know, fur hanging out and all that. Honestly, never seen like baby polar bears in any environment but a snowy one, so this is interesting. What do you expect? I guess. Yeah, interesting. I will say, like, just like the adult polar bears, I guess their like hind leg area could have been a bit wider than the front because of just how they are as bears. But you know, their whole goal is to make these guys look adorable, so I guess accuracy's out the window. True, but I feel like it needs some texture, more fluffy, because they have thick coats. Of course, I know this because I'm Canadian. Have you actually seen polar bears? That's interesting. Well, yeah, you probably have, actually. I don't know why I asked that. But yeah, you have a good point. It's a little too smooth. It literally is kind of like just a square, so I get what you're saying. So, alright, we're gonna host a poll for this guy. Interesting. Say yes. More north, that makes sense. Alright, and the poll is up for the polar bear. Two votes in for A. I'll give it a minute for all of us to come through. Because you never know what happens. Alright, 3 votes for A, and I guess we'll go with that. Let's head to the tier list and throw the polar bear. Forget this. The baby polar bear is in A tier. Good stuff. And the next creature on our list is the panda. Yeah, it's adorable thing. I don't know where its eyes are, because the white spot, is that white spot his eye? Maybe. Kind of trippy after looking at those piglins and zoglins, but yeah, cute guy. What were you guys think about him though? So, I'll be hosting a poll for the panda. Starting with the struggle between A and C for the panda. Pretty interesting. Pixie says he looks cursed and not at the same time, which I agree with. It's kind of weird. Let's get the adult panda by him. Let's get painted with some babies, actually. As you make this vote. This is the adult, very detailed face, as I recall. And the little babies. Very simplistic in nature, by comparison. They roll too. And stuff. I wonder if this one actually has natural baby sounds. I don't think so. And of course the rabbit was here the whole time. Just spying. But yeah, this is what the two would look like. And the rabbit, who wants to just butt in for some reason. Get out of here. Let's go back to the vote. 4 votes, and it's still split between A and C, so we're putting in B. So let's get to the tier list. And throw our panda in B tier, right under the polar bear. Interesting. So, it's time to move on to the next creatures. Next one being the goat right here. It's honestly kind of adorable little one right here. I don't know if the sounds are not like new or not. I don't think so. But you know, it's yeah, adorable creature. I don't have much to say about it. Let's get the adult goat by comparison, actually. Honestly, very detailed, and we got these little guys. So, yeah. Also very simplistic compared to the adults. What we expect for a baby, and the head is very well detailed in my opinion. I like the little ears. Let's run a poll for that, and we can get to it. That reminds me of the movie that came out, the Goat movie. I don't know if that's a good movie or not. Here's me by the same people who did K-pop Demon Hunters and Spider-Man Into and Across the Spider-Verse. So right now, the studio is doing anything but making Beyond the Spider-Verse, which is how I feel. But yeah, I should take a look at that movie sometime. The votes are saying S tier. Will it remain that way? We'll see. But I wouldn't blame that result. I wouldn't blame the result. Just giving it its fair time. And in the meantime, let me actually check the date for Minecon Live. He's the goat. or the goat man mod with a scary anomaly in MC. I didn't know there's a goat man mod. Oh man. So Minecon Live's on Saturday. I won't be there, unfortunately. I'm not gonna look any further, but this is the Goatman mod, so yeah, interesting stuff. Alright, let's hit images, I guess. I guess goats are commonly associated with evil things, but right now we're talking about the cute, innocent, and pure baby goats. So, yeah, they're very different. Alright, so majority says S. Not even just majority. Everyone said S. It's a landslide. S. So, let's go to the tier list. Throw this up here. Currently, we have 5 creatures in S tier. The turtle, the rabbit, the axolotl, the sniffer, and the goat. And all these are very good options in my opinion. They're all great designs for babies. Unlike the sheep, for some reason. I don't know what's up with that sheep. Next baby creature is the mushroom. Now I have a problem with this mushroom, honestly. And the problem I have with it is that compared to the adults that actually have like mushrooms on top of it, the mushroom has no mushrooms on top of it and looks exactly like the cows. Like, it's just kind of boring to me. Feels like they put minimal effort in the mushroom, in my opinion. That's how I feel. But yeah, that's my argument for it. What do you guys think of the mushroom? Let me know. And I will start the poll for it. Also, we need to have the blue mushroom sometime. That'd be an awesome creature. They gotta add it soon. Oh yeah, also, the poll's up now. I thought it was, yep. Yeah, poll's up. He looks chill. Well, if you think so. Can't wait for the stream to end so I can go eat dinner. But I don't know what to eat for dinner. What are you guys eating for dinner? If it's even like nighttime where you are right now. Evil version of cow. I guess it kind of looks like an evil version of a cow because it's red. I don't know if I said this earlier, but Combo says he looks chill, which is fair. It's a basic design. It's 11 PM. Dinner was like 6 hours ago. Good for you, Pixie. Might make spaghetti. Kind of craving it. Yeah, I shouldn't have asked about dinner for you guys. Now I'm hungry. Spaghetti's great. So, for now, it's final. The mushroom is A tier. Or there's one for C tier, there's one for A tier. I don't think it's worth being A tier next to the cow, honestly. So, I'm putting it in B tier. Now, if everyone said A tier, that would have been a sweep. I wouldn't have had a choice. But, B tier for me. And now for the final creature of this stream. I'm gonna be dramatic about it. The final creature in the list. The villager, the baby villager. So, what would you rank this little guy? I have no clue personally. So let's talk about what's off with it. First of all, its head is a square and not a, you know, what is it, rectangle? His nose is a square, which is really weird. And it just feels like his head just got chopped up from here. They could have just kept the same baby villager they always had, but they decided to change it. And they didn't even change the eyes or anything about its head besides cutting the bottom. So it just looks really weird. Now I get you may argue, oh, they have small noses because they're little kids. Fair. But he looks way too similar to the regular villager head. To not say, oh, that's just a villager's head with the bottom half cut off. Look at him. Look, exactly the same. No difference with the eyebrows. No, it's like they're not trying, you know, compared to the other babies. Not even this guy knows who this kid is. Alright, let's see what you guys think. F just because they're 100% rage evaders. If his face was longer, I'd think it would be better. That's a good point. Pixie Ducky. Creature equals baby villager. Did I accidentally say creature when talking about the villager? Would you really want to call them humans along with you, the player? Like, I hope that's not a racist question. Disgraceful little Timmy. Alright, I'm posting a poll. Should be the final one. S, A, C, and F for the villager. This is the final vote. Let's see where the villager lands. Immediately, 3 votes for F. You guys did not even take a minute to think about it. It was just that obvious. And who am I to fight you? I can't argue with you there. It's an F for me too. I have a better joke, but I'll refrain. What kind of joke is that, buddy? I don't even have to wait for a minute for this poll to be done. You guys are shooting it like rockets. It just sucks. It's just going straight to F tier, along with the baby strider, which is fair. But I would argue at least they actually tried with the baby strider, don't you think? The baby villager was like lazy completely. And that's it. That's the list. But are you guys happy with the list? I'm gonna read it out loud, and if you guys have any ideas for changes, then let me know. At the top, we have turtle, rabbit, axolotl, snifflet, and the goat. In A tier, we have the kitten, the cow, the pig, the camel, the squid. I almost said octopus. Why did I say that? The dripped out llama, the bee, the ocelot, the wolf / dog, the piglin, and the polar bear. And for the B tier, we have the armadillo, the glow squid, the horse, the zombie horse, the skeleton horse, the llama, the zombified piglin, panda, and mushroom. That's for B. And for C, we got the chick, the dolphin, the mule, and donkey. And we have the fox, the zombie, the husk, and the, zoglin. And that's C. For D, we have the sheep, the drowned, and the zombified villager. Oh, no. That is D. We got nothing in E, but for F, we have the strider and the villager. How does that sound to everyone? I think it's great from Pixie Ducky. All right. I think you're right. I think you're right. I don't disagree with that. I don't. Honestly, some of the results surprised me a lot. I was kind of yeah, just shocked, you know. So what I'm gonna do now is screenshot this list and upload it on my poll and see if everyone else agrees and see what they say. That'll be so fun. Um, which ones? I don't know what you're referring to, Pixie, because I forgot what I said. That generated that response. This is currently the finalized list. Of course, if anyone has changes, they can bring it up with me right now, but this is what we're going with. Oh, you're saying which one surprised me? Probably. I think the chick being in C. I put the chick in the thumbnail because I thought it would probably be S tier. I thought people would love that one. Same with the dolphin being this slow, I guess. And the polar bear being over the panda is kind of funny too. Squid being up this high is also very funny. But, yeah, that's cool with me. I like the squid. Squids is pretty fun. Though you don't see him a lot. Can't really have an opinion about him. Well, in that case, that is pretty much it for the stream. We've went through, wait, I gotta be dramatic. Went through every single baby mob here. And, we discovered which are the best and which are kind of the worst. Yeah, and, that's it. That's it. We're done here. Thank you guys for watching, and, I'll see you guys in a future video or whatever. A future stream, maybe. Who knows? Adios. And also enjoy this music. Wait. Pixie Ducky said, I hate the chick. It reminds me of a yolk of an egg. That's an interesting perspective. Very interesting. Okay. Alright, bye guys.